If you're a Nightrose and a Harry player, this has been quite a week for you. You guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Oh man, it's been a little while since I've checked in here on these, but I'm actually horrified by this. You're telling me we had one of these sold for $2,000. That's such a crazy thing to see, but I mean, people do love this. I mean, they're already incredibly hard to find in between. I mean, the Harrys feel like they're on the market all the time, but that Nightrose really has just eluded us. You know, they want $315 now for these Nightroses. That's crazy. You can get the one sitting on the throne for $288. That's nuts. The SPs are 63s now. The Stride deck sets are 47. Actually, it's pretty cool because the Stride deck sets actually tanked into the ground, which is by far some of the best news that we could have actually had, I think, in the more recent times for collections. Of course, 25s sitting on the thrones are 16s now. I'm impressed, honestly. Like, the market has really been shifting around. You're telling me I can get a Nightrose Crest now for $12? That's crazy. The crest generators themselves, I can't wait to hear people go, well, crest decks are expensive. $10. This is nothing now. This is actually insane. $4 copies for the foil Nightroses now. Times have changed. $4 for the TDRs now. I will say that the TDR water spouts have been about $4s for a little while. That hasn't really changed all that much. The Pirate Kings, these are dollar strides. Of course, the one that we can't really do anything with, they're dollars now. They've really tanked into the ground, which I think is kind of telling, actually, of a lot of today's market. So, yeah, a lot of interesting shifts back here on this front. Also, Sea Strike and Englarv, this is something that you're going to want to kind of keep an eye on. Yeah, I know the card's completely banned out of premium, but that doesn't stop Standard from actually abusing this card. Standard still can do whatever Standard wants with this card. There are no passive, bad things to this. We're still doing very well with this. Though I'm saying SRs are like $7, which is not bad. And, you see the dip down here into the $2 range. So, okay. Harry, oh my gosh, $250 for the nice Harry. Your last sale on this was actually back on 9.4 for $250. I actually have one of these I need to get listed. Definitely would help. The $69 for the premium Harry deck set. That's crazy to think about that has hit that low. The Phantom Masked Harrys, these are $15, man, and this deck is actually playable, which is kind of scary. You can get the stamped Harrys for $29, but not really buying that. It's kind of crazy. Your token, these are $12, man. And your crest generators, these are $8. This is the cheapest that I have ever seen this stuff actually coming out. Like, it's actually crazy. And of course, the $4 PGs. If you are a fan of Dark States, I mean, you're just eating good right now. I will say these Harry Strides, these are crazy low. Like I said, if you are a fan, you can get all the nice PGs you want for dollars. Like, sure, man. I didn't think I would see a time where this stuff. Also, the Lunatic Dragon's 40 cents. I guess if you wanted to build this deck, this is some of the cheapest that you're going to get it. And then, of course, we got to keep an eye on Fire Regius. This card has been causing problems for a little while. Not like in a good way either. So this is the current state of Fire Regius. Yes, that is $45 on up to $60 a copy of this stupid card. What's going on with this? Well, a lot of hype, actually. At most, it's going to be, what, 6 to 7 months until you see a reprint from this by Bushiroad on the TCG side, at the bare minimum, and that's a little bit of a problem. We need, and I'm sure they're fully aware, the problem is this card just got printed within the last, Japan's not up to set 11, so within the last 5 sets, this card has just exploded in value. If you haven't realized anything, looking at the top of your deck and looking to find units and to call those units is by far one of the most broken aspects of what this game has going for it, for some reason. I don't know, I'm pretty intrigued with it. Cases of Lyrical Monasterio, the Sparkling Stars. These are $7.40 a case. That's crazy. You can pull the Lutetia for $4.18 now. Your Absolute Zero just got blown up in price. Like, I'm honestly impressed with how quickly this card just left orbit. Like, honestly, Rick's is my starter is $150. That is got to be the. And are you kidding me? Did somebody actually pay this? One person paid the $150 for the starter. That's insane, man. What? I'm gonna knock an OLSR for $140. Your Velviers, I mean, still $100. I mean, they're not doing great. Michu's, $100 actually. This went down pretty hard. Your Phonorescence, they're $50. Can't wait for some support to announce that make these go up. Looks like Corals are still holding at 60s and still going. Looks like Mediels are still 45s, and those are going up quite quickly. Brightest Star Lilfas, 35, and 21s on the Balfours. I know Balfour just got announced for the reprint, but like, this is kind of interesting, man. On Sagatia FFR is $18. The problem is these cards were already incredibly like off of the wall because like not a lot of people want to buy this. I mean, there's a lot of cool, unique ideas within this set, but the problem is they're not working. You know, we're not making enough support for them. Oh, look, Ellie is completely blown off of the market at $10. Guess I shouldn't say that I'm not surprised to see that. You know, the thing with Lyrical is when you look at these sorts of, you know, things, it's always just going to be some really cool off-the-wall showcase. Look, you can get a Super Games has a vert for $12, and then we go up to $32. Like, that's crazy. But people just haven't came through and cleared out the low rarities. I can get what is this? SR Lutetias for $4. I don't know, man. It's kind of interesting to me. But Prism never really took off in this format. So, you know, they didn't want the same mistakes that they made in V to, you know, you'd creak through. Oh my gosh. Your sky-colored Tranquility Judge. These are to the moon. That's crazy. But I can get my top idols for $3 whole, man. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Regular Segatias are $3-4. You know, I picked this up because I wanted to play Gize with the deck because I thought it was a meme, and it still very much looks like a meme. Aim to be the strongest idol. This is something I know we just got support for. Oh boy, $5, $10. How many buyouts did we have in the last week? Actually, only 2 sold. Actually, a playset sold. So I guess somebody was picking up the hype for this, which I guess is cool. And then, of course, Trick and Treat. These are very cheap, though. If you're messing around with whichever version you want, it was a little bit more expensive. Commons, Common 2, and then of course you do have the promo foil. Interesting. I'm sure the common foil looks pretty good. And of course, let's go take a look through here. What's been best selling in our promos this week? Oh boy, we're up to $13 now in Philias. Your high fives, $13 and gone. Twilight Boundaries, still $8. Mavis are trying to take off. I mean, we're at still $12. $350 now on the Michi Recruit. That's crazy. Scarlet Flames, $17. It's not too bad. Still $11 on Shenri's. It's not too bad either. Twilight Boundaries are still $18. That's expensive. We're down to $2 on Night of True Shot. Elementarias, $16 and still going. Though I will say every one of those we get into circulation is better off. Bell Ringers, these have been dropping, which I think has been pretty good. Having a constant push down on those has been very, very helpful with the market. But overall, things still feel like they're a mess. I mean, we know we got reprints on certain things coming. And we know that, like, certain cards are still holding stupid values for sure, but certain prices are fluctuating, and it's actually not, like, the worst time in the market. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Don't spend $150 on a starter. Peace.
Patrons!
Thank you. Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.